I think we have some exciting things to talk about today. First, I want to introduce the folks who are with me here. To my left, we have Kurt Wall, who is the Director of the Criminal Division for the Louisiana Attorney General's Office. Jay Augustine, Deputy Executive Director of the Workforce Commission. Don Caziu, the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Louisiana. We have Rich Bourgeois, who is the lead prosecutor on the case, the Arnold case. And we have Regina Hine with the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of the Attorney General. I thought it was important that we were all here together because we really have a very united, coordinated approach to attacking fraud. The case that was reported this morning, we're very excited about that case, and I think in that you can see the cooperation between the agencies and the focus that's been placed on fighting fraud in general. The Office of the Attorney General worked with us in the early stages, and we supported their investigation throughout. They're working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to prosecute the case, and that's exactly how these things ought to flow. We're very excited about that. We're also excited about what began as Operation Spring Cleaning in April with a crackdown in the New Orleans area targeting claimant fraud against the unemployment insurance system. In that case now we're up to 46 arrests. It has spread to Baton Rouge. 17 of those arrests are in Baton Rouge, involving more than $410,000. So our approach is very coordinated. In those particular cases, we're working very closely with the Attorney General's office, where our systems detect the fraud. The Attorney General's folks are making the arrests and prosecuting those cases, and they can talk more about that. U.S. Attorney Caziu can talk more about the kinds of cases that, or the case that they've worked on here recently. I want to give you a little bit of overview, though, about, I think, what is the exciting frontier for us in fighting fraud. We have agreements in place with several state agencies, the Department of Revenue, Children and Family Services, Secretary of State's Office, Corrections, and Motor Vehicles, to exchange data with them so we can cross-match data related to businesses that are and should be paying taxes, and claimants who either should or shouldn't be filing claims, or making sure that their claims are accurate and honest. So we can cut off fraud. We can't stop people from trying to defraud the system, but we can stop people from stealing a lot of money, and we can catch them early in the process. That's what we're aiming to do through this coordinated effort and through the systems that we put in place. I think a key development for us and what we're excited about is not just the data warehouse that we'll be building with data from multiple state agencies, but also some predictive modeling and social networking analysis that's going to be run against that data that will enable us to spot fraud that is really impossible to spot in old-fashioned methods of looking at cases by hand, to show relationships between claimants, incidents, making sure that companies that do file claims, as in the Florida case, that they are legit much quicker through cross-matching and so forth. So we're very excited about that. And I guess the message that we want to send is think twice. If you have any thought about trying to defraud the system, we're going to find out. And we're going to find out very quickly. So not only will you not have an opportunity to get much money out of the system, but you can see from the folks who are here with us today that this team, this task force, is coordinated and committed to prosecuting these cases very aggressively. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Don Caziu, see if there's anything you'd like to say about the case that was in there this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. No, I just wanted to come and express just how important prosecuting these types of program fraud cases is to the U.S. Attorney's Office. It's imperative, though, that we do these cases as a collaborative endeavor, and that is with our state partners, the Attorney General's Office, with the Louisiana Workforce Commission, whether it's through other federal agencies. In this case, the Department of Labor played a great role. Regina Hine, who is here, did an incredible amount of work to get this case where it needed to be, with the help of our state partners. So we are excited to be able to prosecute these cases, because we know it's very, very important to the American public, to the state of Louisiana. when people do try to defraud the system, they should be caught, they should be prosecuted very vigorously, and we intend to continue to do that, and hopefully we can deter these types of cases in the future and deter these fraudsters from attempting to do this again to the state of Louisiana and to our federal government. Thank you. Kurt.
Good afternoon. Appreciative of having the opportunity to stand here with the folks for this press conference. Basically, on behalf of the Attorney General, we want to make sure that there's a clear message sent, since we're sending messages that criminals are not going to be allowed to cheat the system. We're going to come after you full force, and the evidence of that is, as Director Isink said earlier, since April, when we started this project in conjunction with the Louisiana Workforce Commission, we've made 46 arrests. Actually 47 arrests. As we were coming into the room today, literally, as we're walking in, I was informed that there's one more that we've arrested today. So there's 47 since April. And you know, a lot of those are from the New Orleans area, a lot of those are from the Baton Rouge area. And these are folks that are reaching into the taxpayer's pocket and pulling out money. And we're not going to stand for that anymore. And it takes a cooperative effort, and that's what we have here today, obviously. And the total amount of restitution that we're going to be seeking from those people that have already been arrested, the 47, is well over $400,000. We're going to prosecute those people. We're going to try to get that money back for the taxpayers. And we're very excited about being allowed to have a partnership with the Workforce Commission. We're excited that, that they're working with us and that we're allowed to be a part of this team and the U.S. Attorney's Office. And we've dedicated one Assistant Attorney General, a prosecutor, full-time to do nothing but prosecute these fraud cases. That's how seriously we're looking at this. And we're able to do that because of the team effort with the Workforce Commission. Without their efforts, we wouldn't be able to assign those kind of assets to this project. So once again, we look forward to going after those people that are cheating the system and putting an end to some of this fraud and corruption that's been going on. Thank you.
I just want to reiterate one thing, and that is particularly the case involving the Florida man this morning could not have happened without U.S. DOL's Office of Attorney General and Regina in particular working very hard on this and doing such a thorough job. If anybody has any questions, I think we'd be happy to take those now. We're up to 47 arrests since April of people who have been trying to defraud and have defrauded the unemployment insurance system. As part of a statewide initiative we began in April in the New Orleans area. It has shifted to the Baton Rouge area and is going to be going statewide. So we're very excited about that. We're also very excited about the partnership that we have both with the State Attorney General's Office, with the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Baton Rouge, and with the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Inspector General. That has been...
Are these primarily companies that are doing this, or individuals, or both?
The 47 people, those are individuals. Those are people who have claimed benefits that they weren't due, knowingly defrauding the system. We've got to send a message that this isn't the system you want to rip off. If you want to go rip off, don't come here. So that's what we're hoping we'll get across today. We have other cases. We have warrants pending that those will be executed. We're also, in partnership with the U.S. Attorney's Office, they've indicted a character from Florida who was ripping off the Louisiana system to the tune of $1.2 million. That was a case that our staff identified back in 2009 as probably fraudulent, worked with the Office of Inspector General, with the Department of Labor, and they took that case and built a criminal case, which they are now working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to prosecute. So we're very excited about that collaboration, that cooperation, and our ability as a team to find the small players and the big players, and none of them are safe. So we're coming after them.
I think the message being sent today from our standpoint is that we are excited to be a part of this cooperative effort with the Workforce Commission in trying to stop these these criminals from cheating the system. It's time for them to be sent a message that they're going to be caught and that they're going to go through the judicial system, and they're going to be forced to either go to jail or pay back this money to the taxpayers.
What's the total dollar amount estimate in terms of the fraud that has been captured so far?
So far, on the 47 arrests that we have made since April, the total restitution amounts to just over $413,000.
And what kind of penalties can individuals expect if they're arrested?
Generally, these people are being charged with one of two things, either felony theft or insurance fraud, or both, and they could be facing anywhere up to 10 to 12 years in prison.
Bottom line, what do you want people to remember?
Well, we want to make sure that they know, if they're out there thinking that they're going to be able to defraud the system as they have in the past, that that's come to an end, that they're going to be caught and that they're going to be prosecuted for it.
We're also announcing today what we think will be very exciting in the future. It's a whole new way to identify fraud using predictive modeling and using social network analysis. We have a contractor, SAS, who's developing algorithms to do that. We have partnerships, agreements with other state agencies to cross-match against their data to do a quicker, more comprehensive approach to identifying fraud than anybody's been able to do to date. And I think we're the first state in the country that's using those methods to do so.
What are the most common methods of fraud done by both companies and individuals?
On the individual side, it's people who file a legitimate claim, they get awarded benefits, and then when they find a job and go back to work, they're kind of hooked on that money and they keep filing the claim, hoping we won't find out that they're working. So they're defrauding us of all of those benefit payments that they receive after the point at which they go back to work. That's the most common kind of fraud in this state and every other state. On the business side, it's changes in ownership and so forth, and moving employees from one company to another to lower their experience rating so that their unemployment taxes will go down inappropriately.
What's the bottom line? What's the message? What do you want people to take away from this?
There's a coordinated effort amongst multiple state agencies, the Attorney General's office, the U.S. Attorney's office, the U.S. Department of Labor, that we're doing everything we can. We're using cutting-edge technology. We are going to identify the fraud, and when we identify it, those guys are going to prosecute it. You can't run and hide anymore.